Alright, everyone, today I want to talk to you about something that's quietly reshaping our industry. Aesthetics used to play a very important role in design. In fact, they shaped entire eras of creativity. And even today, aesthetics matter. They still bring beauty, clarity, balance, and joy into what we create. But here's the shift I want you to understand gently. Aesthetics is losing its relevance as a differentiator if it's used alone. Not because they're less valuable, but because AI can now copy every style instantly. Gradients, layouts, color palettes, typography systems, everything. So the era of visual novelty is no longer the era we live in. What remains, and what now matters far more, is something deeper: authentic cultural resonance. Earlier, aesthetic trends evolved slowly. A look would emerge, grow, spread, and designers would thoughtfully adapt it over months. Today, a trend appears online, and within 24 hours, AI engines can generate thousands of versions. That pace makes trends feel less like movements and more like templates. So, yes, aesthetics still exist, but they no longer set you apart. Because when something becomes infinitely replicable, it naturally stops feeling original. That's why the shift toward cultural resonance is so important. Culture cannot be cloned the way visuals can. Look at how easy it is today. Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, ChatGPT, any trend you name, AI can replicate it instantly. The scarcity of craft has evaporated. Polish, perfection, templates, all available to everyone. So the prettiest design is now the easiest to replicate. And that's the heart of it. Beauty without meaning is just decoration. It looks nice, but it doesn't last. It doesn't stay with people. Meaning is what stays. And meaning comes from culture. Now, here's the real advantage you have. Culture is emotion, it's identity, memory, it's the rhythm of your language. It's your humor, your nostalgia, the way you grew up, and the world you've lived in. AI has data, but it doesn't have lived experience. It doesn't know what home feels like. It doesn't understand the weight of your memories. It doesn't carry the emotional codes you've inherited. Culture is inherited, not generated, and that is why it's your new design superpower. AI can simulate sentiment, but only you can capture it. So ask yourself, what part of my own story, my friend's story, my family's experiences, experience from the society, etc., can I bring into this design? When you do that, you stop designing for trends and start designing for truth. Let's look at some examples where companies do this beautifully, not because they follow trends, but because they follow culture. Swiggy's butter chicken misses you doesn't sound like a brand. It sounds like your best friend. That's not random wit, that's cultural listening. It catches the pulse of how we talk, think, crave, laugh. Zomato speaks in the language of India. Salary day memes, monsoon nostalgia, cricket heartbreak. Their messages don't just appear on your phone, they appear in your life. Think of the classic hand painted posters: loud, dramatic, imperfect, emotional. AI can recreate the style today, but it doesn't understand the emotions behind them, the dialogues, the music, the childhood memories. Nike doesn't talk about shoes, they talk about struggle, pain, grit, belief, identity. That's why their designs cut through every trend cycle. The pattern is clear. The brands we remember aren't visually trendy, they're emotionally accurate. And if you want to see the richest source of culture, look at your own home, the family WhatsApp group, full of good morning flowers, forwarded wisdom, festival planning, and the drama and love. Do you think AI can feel that chaos? No, right? Also, the festival prep, the Diwali lights, the sweets, the last minute rush, that smell of home and warmth, arranged marriage, evening tea time, the hopeful awkwardness, the gentle questions, the smiles of family members and friends, all of these are human life, not a data set. The Sunday lunch, the comfort food, the laughter, the unsolicited advice from every elder, these moments are what shape us, and all of this are emotional raw material for design. Now think about your friendships. Indian friendships are a culture by themselves. The reunion plans that never happen, but the bond never fades. The sacred tiffin exchanges, sharing food and love without saying a word. The late night chai sessions that heal everything. The passionate cricket debates that feel like life or death. The Bollywood sing offs. These moments aren't trends, they're cultural truth. And if you design from this truth, your work will always feel alive. So here's what you, as designers, need to do in this new era. Stop designing for Pinterest. Start designing from real life. Understand people by observing them in their natural world. Decode identity by listening, not assuming. Design for emotion, not for screens. Tell stories that matter. Bring lived experiences into your visuals. Your job is no longer to make things look impressive. Your job is to make things feel meaningful. That's what sets you apart from AI. AI can create visuals, endless, beautiful, perfectly generated visuals, but meaning, that still comes from you, because meaning is built from your childhood, your memories, your humor, your roots, from your grandmother's kitchen, from the songs you sang in school, the slang you grew up with, the friendships that shaped you, the heartbreaks you survived, the inside jokes only your people understand. These aren't just memories, these are your real design tools. Culture isn't a trend, it's lived life, and AI hasn't lived a single day. Not one. That's your unfair advantage. Use it, build from it, create from who you are. And as you go back to your work, keep this close. AI might generate the visuals, but you create the meaning. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving your time and curiosity. I'll see you in the next one.